I've got something very special for you today. If you have been following Frater Acher on any of his social media recently, you'll know that he had 3 copies of an essay that he wrote in November, I guess, and released in December, called Goêtic Common Sense. The essay is available to read directly on Theomagica, his blog site. And if you haven't read it yet, I urge you, I absolutely urge you to go and read it. But yeah, so Frater Acher had 3 volumes, 3 copies of this essay, bound by a master bookbinder in Munich. And it's a delight, an absolute delight. He had one of the copies sent to the illustrator, David Herrerías, who does a fantastic job with illustrations throughout, which are just perfectly suited to the topic at hand every single time. And of course, he kept one of the copies for himself, and he so kindly sent 1 copy to me. I don't know how I can ever thank you, Frater Acher, for this beautiful, beautiful gift. Such a beautiful piece of work. In Frater Acher's description of the process of creating these volumes, he talks about embodiment of a text, in fact the incarnation, right, of his essay, and that's absolutely right in this case. I had read the essay on Theomagica, but holding this object in my hand really brings it to life. It does. Have a look at this lovely dedication that Frater Acher wrote in the entrance here, in the introduction, on the end paper. And here we have the first of many of David Herrerías' beautiful illustrations. Really, really gorgeous. Yeah, as I was saying, throughout the book we have these illustrations which are just so on point. They're so perfectly suited to what is being talked about. So what is in fact being talked about? Well, as you may know, Jake Stratton-Kent has radically shifted the conversation about what the experience of the Goes was and probably should be nowadays, right? He's gone into a lot of philosophy, he's got into a lot of history, and has made the figure of the Goes a much better defined figure, let's put it that way. And in this essay, which, as I say, everyone can go and read, I'll go and, of course, I'll leave a link down below in the description. Frater Acher takes this attitude towards the chthonic spirits and investigates it and gives it to us from the inside. I think that's, I don't know if I can describe it better than that. It's so beautiful. The book is in 3 parts. First of all, a description of what the Goes in fact are. So in a first part here, right? We're going to find it. There we go. Locating the Goes, quite simply. And then there's part 2, which is slipping into the Goetic skin, where he starts talking about what is common sense. The whole point of this essay is to explore what common sense is from the point of view of the Goes. So the Goes being have I just suggested that I was going to start describing the Goês? Well, the Goês was the Greek mage who was not particularly liked by the general population. He or she was distrusted. The Goês was generally understood to be an agent of chaos. So that's from the outside, of course. But from the inside, the Goês is simply someone who works directly with spirits and doesn't work with spirits in an orderly fashion, but rather directly as a relationship with that spirit. Or with those spirits, and so it's very difficult to discern, very difficult to put like a barrier around what a Goês really is, and that really disturbed many people and still disturbs people to this day. I'm just zooming in right here to give you a look at this, so we can see the title in this lovely crimson here, contrasting Goetic versus Solomonic work. Probably one of my favorite chapters, by the way. Those of you who know what my opinion is on, well, specifically on Dr. Stephen Skinner's work, then you'll probably understand why I enjoyed it so much and why I liked it so much. But I just want to draw your attention to the background here. It's so subtle, and yet that title appears in like ghostly writing in a very tall font in the back, and that's the case with all of the titles. So here we go. And you can just about see it. Goetic implements. Yeah, and that's such a lovely touch. And yeah, I think it's fantastic. So just to emphasize, this is entirely Frater Acher's work, with, of course, with the illustrations by David Herrerías. But Frater Acher has written the text. He's done basically everything to do with publishing this book, and a little bird has told me that there is a chance, and I don't want to get people's hopes up too much, but there is a chance that there will be more of these created. But I do want to emphasize that considering the cost. So here we go. Written, designed, typeset, and published by Frater Acher. Considering the cost involved in creating a handmade book from a master bookbinder, it's unlikely to be a cheap situation, as a cheap product. But Frater Acher is setting himself on the scene as his own publisher, and I couldn't be more excited, particularly since the text is available for free, as I was saying. Anyone who wants to read the content, and it is important content. I honestly think that this is something that that anyone reading this will come away richer for having read it. But having the opportunity to have this as in an embodied form, and there's no better word for it. It is the text in the world, and it's absolutely beautiful, and I am so grateful. Gorgeous creation from beginning to end. Absolutely delightful. The bibliography is worth visiting Theomagica for on its own. But yeah, as I say, take the time to read that text. It is important. It is important. there we are. I've not done this book justice by a long shot, but hopefully it's given you at least the curiosity to go and find out a little bit more about the text. And yeah, fingers crossed, Frater Acher will manage to make some more of these embodiments of this lovely essay, and yeah, some of you will be able to get your hands on it. It's a lovely thing. Thank you again from the bottom of my heart, Frater Acher. That was such a beautiful gesture. I really deeply appreciate it, and the chocolate was delicious, and I've not tried the coffee yet because I need to finish another packet first, but I'm really looking forward to it. Thank you so much. Yeah. So everyone, thanks ever so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up and to subscribe down below if you haven't done so already, and I'll see you another time with another video. Take care of yourselves and of each other. Bye bye.